It's the most recognisable rifle on the planet, found in war zones, rebel uprisings, and even on national flags. The AK-47 isn't just a gun, it's a symbol of power, resistance and fear. But what makes it so deadly? Why has it outlasted every other assault rifle in history? And how did one Soviet engineer change warfare forever? From the jungles of the Vietnam War to the deserts in the Middle East, this rifle has been the go-to weapon for soldiers and insurgents alike. It's reliable, unstoppable, and built for destruction. But the real story behind the AK-47 is far more surprising than you think. This isn't just a weapon, it's a legacy. Welcome back to the war. The AK-47 didn't appear out of nowhere. In fact, its creation was a direct response to one of the most brutal conflicts in history, World War II. The Soviets needed a rifle that could be mass-produced, function in the worst conditions, and give their soldiers an edge in battle. Enter Mikhail Kalashnikov, a young tank commander who, after being wounded in battle, decided to design the ultimate infantry weapon. But here's the crazy part. Kalashnikov wasn't even a trained weapons designer. He was a soldier, frustrated by the limitations of Soviet firearms. His first designs were rejected, but he didn't give up. He spent years refining the concept, drawing inspiration from Germany's STG-44 and the American M1 Garand. And this is a question for you. If you were designing the perfect rifle, what features would it need? Let us know in the comments. In 1947, Kalashnikov had created something revolutionary, an assault rifle that combined simplicity, durability and raw firepower. The Soviets approved it, and soon the AK-47 was rolling off the assembly lines. But what makes it different from other rifles? Let's break it down. Number 1 is simplicity. The AK-47 has only a few moving parts, making it incredibly easy to assemble and maintain. Soldiers with little to no training can pick up and use it effectively. 2 is durability. Sand, mud, water, doesn't matter. The AK-47 fires in conditions where the other guns jam and fail. And 3, it's cheap and easy to produce. Unlike precision engineered Western rifles, the AK-47 was built for mass production. This made it the weapon of choice for armies, militias, and even terrorist groups worldwide. But here's something you might not know. The original AK-47 had some serious flaws. Early models were heavy, inaccurate at long range, and lacked the finesse of Western weapons. So why did it dominate the battlefield? The first rifle saw action in the 1950s, but it wasn't until Vietnam that the world truly saw its power. The US troops were armed with the M16, more accurate yes, but also prone to jamming. Meanwhile, the Viet Cong wielded AK-47s that fired reliably, even in the dense jungle. Soldiers would pick up enemy AKs just to have a weapon that wouldn't fail them. Imagine being in combat and your issued rifle jams. What do? You grab the nearest AK and keep fighting. By the 1970s, the AK was flooding the world market. The Soviet Union distributed it to allies, insurgents, and revolutionaries. The rifle became a symbol of resistance, appearing in conflicts from Afghanistan to Africa. But there was one battle where the AK's reputation was truly tested. It was the Tet Offensive in In 1968, one of the most intense battles of the Vietnam War, the North Vietnamese launched a massive surprise attack, striking over 100 locations across South Vietnam, including the US Embassy in Saigon. American troops fought back fiercely, but one thing became clear. The AK-47 wasn't just surviving, it was dominating. The Viet Cong and Northern Vietnamese forces, many of them barely trained, used the AK-47 with deadly efficiency. It fired through mud, dust, and rain without fail. Meanwhile, American M16s, plagued by jamming issues, became a liability in the chaos. This battle cemented the AK-47's reputation. It wasn't the most accurate rifle, it wasn't the most advanced, but in the hands of a determined fighter, it was unstoppable. And that's why, decades later, the AK-47 is still the most widely used assault rifle in the world. For decades, military experts have debated this question. Which is a superior rifle? The AK-47 or the M16? The M16 was designed for accuracy, with a lighter bullet and higher velocity. The AK-47, on the other hand, prioritised stopping power and ruggedness. Here's a shocking fact. US troops in Iraq and Afghanistan often faced enemies using AK-47s that were decades old, yet still functioned flawlessly. The M16, despite its technological advances, required constant cleaning and maintenance. So what do you think? If you had to choose between an AK-47 and an M16 in a real firefight, which would you take? Drop your answer in the comments. For all its strengths, the AK-47 has a darker side. It's been the weapon of choice for warlords, terrorists, and criminals. From child soldiers in Africa to cartel enforcers in Mexico, this rifle has fueled violence worldwide. Here's a chilling statistic. There are an estimated 100 million AK-47s in circulation today. That's enough for 1 in every 80 people on Earth to have one. This raises an ethical question. Is the AK-47 just a tool, or is it responsible for the chaos it caused? Let me know what you think. With all the modern assault rifles available today, you'd think the AK-47's time will be over, but no, the rifle has evolved. New variants, like the AK-74 and AK-12, have improved accuracy, better ergonomics, and modern attachments, and yet the classic AK-47 is still widely used. Think about this. When you imagine an assault rifle, it's the first image that pops into your head. Chances are it's the AK-47. That's how deeply it's embedded in history and culture. The AK-47 isn't just a gun, it's a legend. It's been used by revolutionaries and dictators, freedom fighters and criminals. It's outlived the Cold War, multiple wars, and countless weapon advancements, and it's still here. But the question remains, is the AK-47 the greatest rifle of all time, or it's simply the most infamous? Hi soldiers, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave your thoughts in the comments. And don't forget to check back in again soon. That's an order.